right, I think I'm ready to go despite the fact that the last minute glitch and it didn't want to connect. I think I'm actually pushing live now, hopefully. So welcome to my design stream. I'm Tara. I'm a UX UI visual designer based in Victoria, BC, and I am still seeing a bit of a problem. Okay, here go. This is going to be fun. All right. Um, So as I said, I'm Tara. I'm a UX UI visual designer based in Victoria. I mainly contract. I do freelance work. You're welcome to connect with me on tlpricefreelance if you are interested. But I'm not actually doing design work on this stream. This is more just an hour break where I can design for fun. So I picked challenges. It's because it's a really good starting point, and I'm just going to jump right in. So. What I'm doing now is the daily UI. It's a 100-day challenge. It goes like a new challenge will pop up in my inbox every weekday. And from there, I'm just going to design them, play them. I'm not actually going to worry too much about doing them daily just because it's a time suck. It's a lot to, try to balance, actual work, things like that. What I started with the other day, I did a sign up. From here, the second challenge is actually to do a credit card checkout, design a credit card checkout from form or page. Don't forget the important elements like numbers, dates, security. So I started with something and I started playing around with it yesterday. And I just kind of wanted to take it from here. So this is going to be more just cleaning up an initial design, adding some more pretty elements to it, and then maybe going through a prototype. So that's basically what my plan is for this hour-long stream. So I'm going to dig in, and I'm going to just flip over here for a sec. If you are watching and you have questions or want to make comments, please hit the chat. I'm going to try to look at it. If I don't see it, I apologize. I will see it eventually and message back. All right. So what I was thinking for this is just a credit card checkout. And I'm going to just cancel transaction here at the bottom. So what's going on? There's a few things happening here that I'm going to start cleaning up in a little bit. So credit cards, and we all have them. Or most of us have them. So what I was thinking, if you don't know a lot about credit cards actually, their numbers will tell you if they're a MasterCard or a Visa. So those starting numbers are a good indicator. But it's nice to have a box that actually shows what the card is going to be. So, really nice. Let's go Visa. And go to Font Awesome Brands, and then take away the kerning, and that should do it. Nope, that didn't do it. Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to flip over to Font Awesome just for a second. A lot of my logos and stuff, they're all online. So generally I'm going to try to build up an icon database or like social media icons and stuff like that. For now, I didn't have that well thought out. So I'm just going to, CC Visa. There we go. Let's grab that. And slip back over. There. That's the thing. Increase the size of this. Okay. So when dealing with user interface, you're communicating visually, but you're also communicating with language, with arrows, with icons, and stuff like that. There's a common language that people know. So we're going to make language simple and make things easy to understand. So we have pay with credit card. Great. Enter your payment information below. And I'm gonna add a little more space here because I want to do something different. Bring that down in size a bit. And we'll bring that a little closer. Do some groupings here. Perfect. Move you up, and then we'll have a pay with credit card button here, and I'm going to add some interaction to this button that I'll be able to use, and then I'm going to pay with a second button down here with pay with a different source. So we're going to, in this case, use PayPal. PayPal is what I'm using. I'm sorry, I'm just actually looking for the logo that I can drag over onto my page. Perfect. All right, so we're just gonna bring that into this group, and I'm occasionally going to explain the software and stuff that I'm using. I use Adobe XD for a lot of my prototyping and wireframing needs. But I'm also going to jump into Sketch and Figma in future weeks. But for now, it's going to be Adobe XD because I'm just a little more comfortable in it. And I'm already trying to stream while designing, while talking. So it's a lot going on. So I'd rather just take one thing out. Whereas, yeah, no one wants. Actually, people would love to see me just spend hours not knowing what I'm doing. Yeah. Where I'm at. Okay, so we're gonna pay with PayPal. I'm just gonna center this a little more in this box. Perfect. And if I add, and I pulled a bunch of icons that I'm most likely going to use at some point or another. They're just the generics, the common things that people use. So we're just gonna grab a down angle, which is this thing, caret. No, this might be the down caret. Okay, I'm sorry. This is the down caret. Yeah, so this is caret dash down, and we're just going to put that here. I'm going to make it this same dark gray color, and I'm just going to add this into this group, and this is going to be a pay with other button, or pay with PayPal, and I'll call this a button, and then I'm going to actually Apple K, which will turn it into a component. Components in Adobe XD and other programs, they're sometimes called symbols. They're just reusable elements. With Adobe XD, I can create different states for this button so that I could actually have the animation and the interaction that I would want when I'm going. So for example, if I wanted to make this button loop down so I can go pay with Stripe or pay with something else, like pay with my mother's gift card, stuff like that, we can have those options, which is nice. So, but for now, I think I'm just going to do straight pay with PayPal. And we're just going to change our language here. So we're going to pay now with credit card. Pay with credit card. And that's going to go. And sorry, a little too far. Perfect. So now I was thinking, what would I like to do is, do I want like a drop-down menu? Oh, before I do any of that, we're actually going to add another caret over here because I was thinking when I was setting this up, I wanted the total on the side. I wanted it big. I wanted it to be very clear that this is what you're paying. And then I wanted something where I could actually show the items within the cart. And we'll just take one over here and then delete the extra. Perfect. And this is my nice little blue. I just pulled a UI color palette that I'm just going to use constantly in these challenges, just to ease. And I think I'm going to stick with Gibson. I'll probably add in a nice serif as well. And obviously Font Awesome, which is, it's a great tool to have. I really like using it. There are so many other icon sets and stuff you can grab into, but it's great to have. Okay, so, and we're just gonna make that into a nice little ghost button. Ghost button. All right, so going down here, I'm gonna actually gonna make this button a little big. Let's go 56. Perfect. And same with this one, 56 points. Awesome. That didn't center, that's fine. All right. Perfect. And I'm going to, sorry, I often speak like I'm more than one person. It's because I'm crazy and there are more than one people in my head. All right. So we have card number, card holder. I think if it were me, I would want to be able to scan this. I'd want to be able to scan my card. So let's bring that down. Bring all of this down. We're going to actually end up grouping it just to make it a little easier. We're going to leave that here, and then I'm going to create a scan button. And I think we'll make it a little smaller. It doesn't have to take huge prominence. And I'll go scan. What do I want to use for language? Do I want to let's capture with camera. I think that's going to be off. Probably not that much. I think 6 is a good corner radius here. Capture with camera. Awesome. And I should have a camera button down here somewhere. Do I? Did I not take a camera button? Oh, that's weird. There we go. There's a camera. If you haven't used Font Awesome before, it's available to use on your website. You can add it into your source code, but I also have it downloaded on my computer, and the great thing about that is if I need something, I can usually just type what it is. For the most part, Visa being a little different because it was CC Visa, but I can actually, type the word camera and it becomes a camera. Super handy. Love it. All right, we're just going to make that a little smaller. And then bring down, I think I overdid the kerning because I liked it. Let's, tighten that up a bit. And nope, let's do as a border, and perfect. Now I can just do that. And then we're going to group that. Go over here, and this is going to be scan card button. Okay, and then that's going to be made into a component as well. And Apple K will do that really quickly, and I don't even have to move anywhere. All right. So same down here. I'm going to actually make these selector cards into components. They're actually in a grid right now. So the repeat grid, we're just going to ungroup this grid for now. It's nice to balance things initially, but it makes things awkward working in them. So just going to do that. All right. I'll just bring this whole block down a bit. That spacing is reasonable. And I'm gonna just create this into a component. So this is card number 1, and this is form field. Input field, I'm gonna call it. Great, now that's gonna be a K. And I'm gonna move over to my component states. I'm going to add new hover state. I'm just gonna change the design a little bit. So first, I'm gonna darken up the font color just a hair. So I'm just gonna go over to the HSB and do that. I'm going to add a border around this, and it's going to be in the Belize color. I'm trying to, add, actually, okay. So let's apply as border. What's going on here? There we go. And I can make you just a little bit medium or regular. And I need to center you. Okay. So there. Let's preview this really quickly. Great. And make sure that when I go back, this was also center because it wasn't before. So there was a little bit of a shift. That's fine. Perfect. Width's wrong. Why do I use odd numbers for things? It's just never going to be work. Okay. Now I should be able to center this better. There we go. And back to prototype. Transition to hover state. Awesome. And back to design. Doing the hover state again, 94. This should actually still be centered. It wasn't. Okay. And we're just gonna change that. And now when I preview it, it should do a nice thing. And oof, that is not balanced for some reason. Okay. And then I'm just gonna delete you, and I'm actually, oops, not all of you, just you. Copy it over. Distribute spacing evenly. Perfect. And then I'm just going to nudge just to see how much actual space is there. Okay, so we're not quite even, but better. And I'm not liking this button, so I'm actually going to change this button to asphalt and this text to white. Perfect. Again, I'm going to just straight to 0. This font. And my radius is still a little too big, so we're just gonna drop it to 3. There we go. And 10. And then I'm going to add this font over here just so that I can quickly and very easily do that. And I have to do the same things that I just did to this field for the card holder name. So I have to create the component again, create those steps, and we're good. Okay, and now I'm gonna flip over to my defaults. Like I use Unsplash for a lot of stuff because they're free images and they're really nice. And some beautiful images. Also, they're free, which is really good when you're doing like fun little off-the-wall challenges. Drop over to my profile, see if I have some cool textures here. I think I pulled a few yesterday that I wasn't quite able to download, but I like this one. And this one was pretty. Yeah, I'll grab those really nicely. I love a good marble slab, so I'm gonna grab that as well. And this will let me go back into XD now. And I think I'm going to copy that and add in one of these items. Let's do that. Oh, really pretty. And then I'm going to bring this into one of the teal colors that we have, and I'm going to drop the opacity down. And we're going to do background blur. I'm just going to bring the full color up. Just add a little bit. Perfect. And pretty solid. Actually, we're going to do full solid there, and we're going to do less solid here. Awesome. Oh, not so much blur. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. I see what's happening here. Something else is happening here. I had two fills behind there. This fill and the one for the frame. Awesome. Okay, perfect. Now, I'm not sure how dark I want to go with this. Do I actually want to go complete to the like dark side and do change my text around to white? Same with here. Both going to be white. Cancel transaction. Also in white. And this frame needs to go. There we go. All right, so my buttons are here. Perfect. Card, add a little bit drop shadow. I think I want to darken up the drop shadow just a hair. No, I don't want to color it. I want to bring it into, there we go. I don't get why changing the color changes the opacity. I don't get why they need to do that. Why it, yeah. And I'm over here. Let's actually make this text a little thicker. And I want, let's pull down here. I know I have a times in a circle already, or I should. There we go. And wondering if I make that red on the blue, if it's going to be fine. Yeah. Probably not. Let's just do clouds. And let's go 24. All right. 18. Okay. Okay. So I think let's maybe just really quickly do this. Visa Wiki Commons. Visa logo. Vector. And yeah, not worth it. Okay, so I'm gonna so I have this button. I'm gonna add a hover to it. Again, just darken it up a bit. Putting this down just a hair. And then now that I have that done, I'm gonna actually start adding a little more interaction here. So, okay, so I'm not gonna go through the whole what would happen if I capture the front of my card with the camera, but I will emulate someone actually typing in their card number. So let's just go here. So we have the hover, but we actually want to click. So if I go into prototype, if I select on this and add a tap transition, it'll go to what'll be okay. Yes, I'm a crazy person that needs to change my name so that they match. All right, so if we go over here, actually within this one, I'm actually going to add a new state. So this is going to be selected. And numbers are going to go away. Actually, we're just gonna hide the numbers. Great. And add a line to indicate that you're supposed to type. All right, there we go. So this is selected. Perfect. And then we're just going to add one more state. Enter number. Actually, we're going to add two more state. Enter number. And this is gonna be done a little interesting. Oh, actually, no, we're gonna go back to selected. Actually, how do I want to do this? What is the easiest way to do this? Sorry. Trying to find a lost window here. Oh, too many things going on at one time. Ah, there we go. I'm back. Okay. So if I want to actually write these numbers down, it's actually, okay, we're gonna duplicate this layer and then I'm gonna hide it. And this is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. But just for the sake of simulating, I'm gonna add a mask to it. And mask with shape. That shortcut I really need to remember. So this is rename 2, 3, 4 mask. Perfect. And with the rectangle selected, I'm actually just going to close it off. Perfect. And now we're gonna delete you, and this is gonna be selected. And then we're gonna add one more for entered. And then it's going to actually bring this mask over so that the number now appears. And with that, I can add one more state with final. Okay. Which will actually go like this. That's back to not. The num line is going to be gone now. Great. Okay, so within that, okay, now I can just prototype this across a few boards. So we have checkout 1, we're selecting this. The tap's going to go over here. This is going to be switched to selected. Great. And we're just going to auto. I'm just going to do a time transition. And we're just going to go change this to entered. Nope. Oh. Okay, that's getting annoying. Because, sorry, my selected fill wrap color is very similar to Adobe XD's, which is causing me just a little bit of a headache. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. We're just going to go entered, and that's going to auto-animate across these two boards. If I select it to auto-animate, which will happen right here, auto-animate, perfect. And then we're just going to go. This one's going to switch to final, and this one's going to go to selected. Great. And again, time transition to here. Perfect. And now if I go through and actually preview this, this should go perfect. There we go. it's not great. I'll have to go and play with this later or not, because it is literally just a challenge and I'm just designing for fun and playing around with what I would actually do, how I would do it, what I would select. Yeah, that's how I would simulate that. Again, so maybe now I still have about 25 minutes left where I want to do. And, oh, what am I doing now? So I still have the hover on this. Great. Maybe the best way to do this is actually to do the card as, let's do, oh, sorry, I need to hit back over to design because the components are great. I love them. I love them to death. The fact that there is a billion strands in the prototyping screen can get a little hard, and especially if you're transitioning, you're not necessarily transitioning from one to the other, so it gets a little off. So I think I might have to change what part is actually doing the transition. So it's going to get a little interesting, and I'm going to play around with it some more. But for now, we're just going to do CC MasterCard and CC American MX. Ha, perfect. Those are common ones, I think. I don't know. And we're just going to make them gray. Let's do the Nevada. Perfect. I can go a little lighter than that. And now, because I actually had them designed on the other ones, I'm going to just delete the current visa. And then I should be able to paste in place. Awesome. All right. So it's coming together here. I have a nice little background. It's pretty. It's probably a little too shaded. So maybe if I can just actually take the fill down and just do, oh, that's pretty. Kind of like that. Can I get the same effect if I just actually object blur it? Nope, because I have this inset that I don't like. Okay, perfect. Let's just do that again. And again, I'm just going to copy, paste across the boards, and then send all to back. Just like that. Did I? What to do next? Depends on my outcome. So if I were setting this up for prototyping or testing with user, I'd want to make sure that it's fully across, where if I'm demoing for a developer, I can sometimes fudge those bits. But I think I'd like to step into maybe what it would look like if they actually opened up their receipt. So let's just zoom over here. I'd like to say that I'm like a very organized designer and I never hit the wrong keys, and I don't, like, generally I always know what I'm doing, where I'm going, like what button I'm hitting, but occasionally my hand flips across my mouse haphazardly and sends it flying. That actually really does happen when I work. It's annoying. But I'm usually just able to get right back on track where I'm streaming. It can be super annoying, and I apologize immensely. All right, here we go. So I'm just gonna do a selection here, and then we're just gonna move this one down. I actually want to move it over. And this is actually going to push up. We're going to rotate 90 degrees. Nope, minus 90. Awesome. There we go. And then I'm going to bring this block down. Add a new line here. And I think what I would like to do is just move this over here. Item number 1. Perfect. And now with not selected, just going to repeat grid it to give us the 4 items. And I'm just going to ungroup grid. Yep, I know numbers. Numbers are good. And then we're going to have subtotal. And I think I need let's just tighten these up a little bit. Great. And plus. Great. And now I can perhaps make this just a hair thicker. I think that's medium is the next one. I don't usually use this many font. Well, it's one font family with a different typefaces. I try to keep it to 3 or 4, just for speed's sake. But you know what? Sometimes you just want to make things pretty. And now I can move these back up. Bring these down. 14. I should have kept those in the grid. Would have been easier. All right. Now, if I do that, I should be able to prototype this. So this whole set, this will auto animate. We'll give it 6 seconds is good. And then we'll just auto animate back. All right. So if I preview this one, I should be able to get a nice little, I can change around how that animation happens, but for now, it's kind of what I want. We'll just push the total up. You can see the receipt. I'm thinking this actually would be a good area to scroll through just because, yeah, I have 4 items in my example, but people buy a lot more stuff than I do. But, all right. So again, let's do, again, we know that the number will actually choose what card it is. So I think from there, we'll just change this one to be, and the other two can be significant lighter at this point. Oh, and there isn't. Perfect. There we go. And okay, so if I go through this one more time. Demo it up. And I think if I hover over this point now, I actually want to put an arrow message. All right. No, I think I'll leave it. It's okay. So, lastly, let's go back here and make a button out of this. Again, hover. Thicken up the font a little bit and go to medium. Should go white, but if I want to go, there we go. Back, let's actually, that should be good. If I change the opacity a little bit. I don't usually change color with opacity, but I think in this case it's going to work. So, again, previewing. Not loving that. Let's go back. Aha, that's interesting. It can't actually change the appearance between both of them, but I can probably do it like this. All right, and now I should be able to preview, and there we go, better. Okay, so something's weird going on here. Okay, let's just, okay, all right, so what's our prototyping doing? Okay, that was just my reminder to start wrapping things up here. Okay, it's not the most pretty thing. It's not a huge design. It's just something I quickly threw together, and that's basically what this hour-long design stream is going to be. Just me designing something for an hour to just challenge and talk and do things. So yeah, I think it's pretty good. I'll save this and I'll plop it onto a Dribble account in a couple hours today because I have other stuff to do. And yeah. So I just want to do change over here. Let's go back to design. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, person make person. Person make person, and all right. Very out of date, expiring. Awesome. And then I'll just copy this block. And I need to go back in at some point and figure out what is happening with the prototyping for this. So let's default this interaction selected. Let's just all right, what if I don't do this with a board? What if I do this with actually within the component? So instead of transition to the next one, we're actually going to go to selected. And then we're gonna remove, no, hover's still fine. Selected can go tap to entered, auto animate, and this can go tap to auto animate to final. And then I can actually just get rid of these boards. Perfect. Now, if I preview this, it would be nice if I could do like a time transition between these once I've started the animation, but not quite yet. All right. And then I just need to connect this here. Is this still solid? Yeah, okay. So if I go prototyping here, this can auto animate, and then this can actually go here instead, and then we can just eliminate this board. Awesome. And now we're back down to 2 boards. Prototyping is fun. Encourage more people to do it. So I'm gonna do that. Awesome. Not quite what I was looking for, but still. It's fine. All right. I am actually going to completely wrap that up here. This has been my first week of my weekly design stream. I started streaming a couple weeks ago. It ended terribly. This, I think, went a little better, and I think I can probably keep this up for a few weeks. I think my next streams are going to be actually on Friday. I think because the holidays are coming up, it's hectic, whereas Friday's an easier day. It doesn't hit anything big. And again, I'm basically designing an hour for myself and just talking. So it doesn't really matter if anyone's watching or not. I do appreciate people watching. So I'm looking forward to December 22nd and January 3rd, both Fridays. I'm thinking 3 p.m. That might change, and I will try to post it a few days beforehand if it does. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for checking it out later or actually joining during the stream. If you are interested in getting in touch with me, you can find me on LinkedIn, Dribbble, Behance, Instagram. Bear in mind, Instagram and Dribbble, there's still not a lot on there. I'm going to be posting more going forward, just to kind of go along with the stream. But you can always leave comments. You can follow if you're interested in watching any of these streams going forward. Again, I'm just a visual designer. I'm doing UX UI. Some of these stuffs are challenges. Some of the stuff is just something I'm interested in doing. It's not going to be contract or client related because, NDAs are the worst. But I'm glad you stopped by to watch, and feel free to follow or comment. I will respond. Thanks so much.